Welcome everyone to the 7 Days Podcast, where we'll be talking about Survivor Series, NXT TakeOver, not that much, and we're on SmackDown this week. Honestly, y'all, Survivor Series to me, it just felt odd. It wasn't a good show to me. It wasn't a bad show. It was just there. You know what I mean? Survivor Series to me, it was just like, my feelings were up and down. It's like a damn roller coaster. You know, I was feeling up about it, feeling down about it. But there's one thing I hated about Survivor Series the most is that the Los Angeles crowd really pissed me off. It really disappointed me. The crowd was not electric as they should be. I mean, maybe I was just, maybe my volume on my laptop was low. I don't know. I watched it on TV, and still, the same volume I heard on my laptop, I heard it on my television, and nothing. So maybe the crowd overall just sucked in Los Angeles to me. You know, and like they were great at TakeOver, but not at Survivor Series. I guess when you watch TakeOver, you know, it's like, how can you get excited for a Survivor Series when you've been to a TakeOver event 24 hours before? So I guess maybe that was the case, but overall, to me, the crowd really sucked. I mean, Rollins and Nakamura was a good match, just that the crowd did not help make it a better match than what it was. It should be better than what it was. The 5-on-5 men's match really sucked to me. I did not like that Raw swept SmackDown. The picks, the predictions I gave out for Survivor Series, they made sense, and it was the most legit outcomes you could get at Survivor Series, where SmackDown could have won the entire thing. Raw would win some things where they needed to win, aka the 5-on-5 match that had Braun, Strowman, McIntyre, you know, that match, right? At least Braun Strowman would have got what he wanted, but then on Raw, they went around that. They kind of found a loophole to go around that, say, well, you see, Strowman, I did agree that you will get you what you want, but since, you know, I am the boss, you know, you'll be getting what you want if you beat Baron Corbin at TLC. If I'm Strowman, I'm going to be like, we agreed. I win at Survivor Series. I get along with everyone else on the team, which I did, long enough to get the job done, and you're telling me that I have to go through this guy to get what I want? And then McMahon manipulated Strowman, being like, well, I mean, come on. I mean, it's Baron Corbin. You're telling me you can't beat Baron Corbin? You know? So it's like, bruh, you don't insult me here. You said done when Strowman made these demands. I don't understand it, you know? But SmackDown was boring this week, dude. I just don't care. Like, nothing. Like, at a Survivor Series, nothing of importance happened. Nothing at all. You know, you had, what you had? You had like Rey Mysterio, Randy Orton. Okay, that was okay. But outside of that, what else you got? Miz, is he turning? Oh God. Now, at first I was gonna give it a chance. I was like, maybe they could outdo what they did in 2012, 2013. But at this point, I really don't think they can outdo that. I think they're just gonna make it worse, because The Miz is starting to make it look like he's a Shane McMahon mark to me. Like, he's just a big fan of Shane McMahon. Oh my God, you're a leader, Shane O'Mac. Do the shuffle. Shut up, Miz. Shut up. You know? And The Miz lost to jobbers on SmackDown. So, I don't even know what to do. Are they going to stay on SmackDown now, or what's happening with them? Are they going to stay, or are they going to go away? They got their big check and they're going to go wrestle in their other promotions in California? Like, what's happening here? I don't even know. I don't know. And then we got TLC coming up. We got WWE TLC pay-per-view, the last pay-per-view of the year. And then we have the Royal Rumble the following month in January. Now, I'm on CBSSports.com regarding the match location, the date, start time, everything. Rumors, predictions. I'm just going to look at this thing, read the whole thing down, and just give my thoughts about TLC because I'm excited about TLC a little bit. Not going to lie to you. Just that Survivor Series, I'm glad it's over because this whole Raw v SmackDown stuff, it was very bad because of the time frame. I mean, they barely had any time to build. They had 2 weeks to build everything to its full, to the best that they can, and they obviously failed at that. They tried it with the whole Becky Lynch thing, and made Becky Lynch look good, but the whole roster and everything else, And then Becky Lynch got sucker punched by Nia, and etc., etc., blah, blah, blah. So, with that being said, let's just get to the TLC stuff, because I'm really excited about TLC, I'm not going to lie. Alright, from CBSSports.com, there's one more WWE pay-per-view set to take place before 2018 ends and we enter 2019, and WrestleMania 35 season begins as the annual TLC show is set to go down on December 16th in San Jose, California. Wow, another California event. Let's hope that San Jose will be a lot better than Los fucking Angeles. Please. TLC was originally set to take place in October in Boston, Mass., but the date and venue were switched due to the addition of the all-women's pay-per-view Evolution and the all-men's pay-per-view Crown Jewel. Ha 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 ha. Events that recently went down. One of the more creative shows of the year, given the tables, ladders, and chairs moniker. This event generally carries within the opportunity for some excitement, brutal matches. There's still a few more weeks until the TLC event goes down, but let's now take a look at the card as it's shaping out, with one massive champion v champion showdown already have been made official. TLC will begin with a kickoff show at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. Why? Oh yeah, true. It's a 4-hour show. I forget, man. I'm thinking, why? I'm like, why 2-hour pre-show and then TLC? It's a 3. I was about to say that, but then I realized every fucking pay-per-view is 4 hours long. So yeah, kickoff show starts at 6, 1 hour pre-show, and then the main card starts at 7. CBS Sports will not be previewing TLC over the next few weeks. So yeah. TLC 2018 WWE TLC matches that I guess they're predicting that's going to happen, or what's official so far. You got Rollins Ambrose IC title, Rousey Jax women's title from Raw, and then Strowman and Corbin in a one-on-one TLC match. So, for what I can assume with that stipulation, it's basically a no disqualification, but the only weapons you can use, I guess, is tables, ladders, and chairs. Either that or, it's basically how the Shield took on Team Hell No and Ryback 2012 at the TLC pay-per-view, where it's just a match where they use tables, ladders, and chairs, and the only one to win is by pinfall and submission. So I'm assuming it's that version of TLC, because I don't think they're going to have anything hanging above the ring for the superstar to go and get. Like maybe a contract. Maybe Corbin has his contract where he could be a Raw GM permanently, and you got Strowman's contract of fighting Brock Lesnar for the Universal title at the Royal Rumble pay-per-view. So you got all of these matches set. What these matches are being predicted is Braun versus Styles for the WWE title, New Day versus The Bar versus the Usos for the SmackDown Tag Team titles. Didn't look like that after what happened on SmackDown this week with the New Day beating The Bar in a Thanksgiving traditional match. And yeah, Raw Tag Championships match. Raw Tag Team titles will be on the line as AOP will be taking on Bobby Roode and Chad Gable. That's what's being predicted here. So I guess those are the matches that are being predicted. So I guess the SmackDown Women's title will not be on the line. I guess Becky Lynch is still hurt will still be hurting, I guess, in their mind from the whole sucker punch from Nia Jax. I don't know. I understand the whole AOP versus Rude and Gable, because that makes sense, because, well, Gable and Rude beat AOP on Monday Night Raw. And I'm not gonna lie, I chuckled a little bit when, the whole P jokes. Yeah, if you look back at it, it's like, what the fuck? These are the tag champs, and you're doing this. Wow. But I chuckle. I can't lie. I'm a child inside. All right. I chuckled a little bit at this shit. But at the end of the day, dude, they're the tag team champions, and now they have a chant called AOPP. They should really call them the Authors of Pain. Get away from the initials of each word. Just stick with Authors of Pain, not AOP, because now you got AOPP. Now we don't need that. We don't need AOPP. Okay? We don't need that shit. I don't know why they would predict the Usos. The Usos, they got to win at Survivor Series in that pre-show match. But outside of that, what else you have? The Usos haven't done much. They haven't really had any big wins. They beat Styles and Bryan, but they're not tag team competitors, so that doesn't really factor to me. It doesn't really make any sense. Oh, they beat 2 singles guys in a tag team match. Let's give them the more contenders, even though they have not faced other tag teams who are actual tag teams in the tag team division to get an opportunity at the tag team championship. And that's a lot of tag team word usage I just did there. So, that's it with the TLC. Shoot. I don't know what to do. I guess some of these matches, I would give Rollins and Ambrose a ladder match. They had a great ladder match for the WWE Championship at the Money in the Bank pay-per-view back in 2015. That was a good match, so I would repeat that. Give them the ladder match. Nia Jax and Ronda Rousey, I'll give them a tables match, just because it's different. We saw the match between Rousey and Nia Jax before, and I love how everybody now is like, oh, we don't care, but you cared the first time. But now, I understand now, because Nia Jax is like Big Show 2.0, or the Big Show of the female division, just left and right. Is she black? Is she white? Is she light? Is she dark? Is she day? Is she night? What is she? She's freaking happy one day. She's bad the other. She's mad the other. She's bad one day. She's good one day. She's this one and that one. What are you? Honestly. All these mood swings. Good God. Strowman and Corbin, yeah. I'm only... so a lot of people are not invested, and I don't blame them. I really don't. I'm only invested because I felt... I got intrigued into the story, mainly because I feel for Braun, even though I shouldn't be, because in the end of the day, Braun Strowman's a monster. He should be destroying man, but he looks like he feels to me like Roman Reigns' replacement. That's pretty much what that is. Roman Reigns' replacement is Braun Strowman, and that's not a good thing. And what I mean by Roman Reigns' replacement, I mean a big guy that the WWE corporate machine is behind, and the fans, for what it seems, are not really behind or really don't care about Strowman at this point. You've done him wrong for the entire year. For 10 to 11 months, you've done Strowman wrong. You turned him heel for no reason. You wasted Money in the Bank. You know what I mean? You wasted a scene where he would take down a piece of a Raw set, all because of what? He didn't win anything. When it comes to big matches, Strowman doesn't win anything, and that's what sucks. So that's why, to me, I don't really care about Strowman that much. I'm still a fan, no doubt about that. I'm still going to be doing my Braun and getting excited whenever he comes down and wants to destroy somebody. But in the end of the day, when I sit down and think about it, this dude has been fucked for too long, and I honestly don't care anymore about this guy. But yeah, with Strowman getting screwed by Corbin, I just want to see Corbin get his ass kicked. That's the reason why I'm intrigued by the storyline. So it's kind of like a Randy Orton Triple H situation. Yeah, the match is not going to be good, but in the end of the day, I'm only intrigued because of the story. And yeah, the story is that Strowman's getting sympathy even though he shouldn't. So, I understand everything. I'm just gonna go along with the ride, pretty much. So I'm just gonna watch and see what happens. Can I talk about Daniel Bryan for a sec? You see, Daniel Bryan cut this promo in third person. I'm like, okay, he's The Rock now. He's just talking in third person. But yeah, Daniel Bryan just went on this whole tirade, this rant, just saying, I don't need the fans. Daniel Bryan doesn't need the fans to be successful, to get his dreams, to chase after his dreams. He doesn't need the fans. I'm just sitting there thinking, wait a minute. Didn't I do this in 2K15? There was a point where I'll try to be creative with Daniel Bryan in my Universe Mode series, and I think it was leading up towards the TLC pay-per-view. I'm like, let me change Daniel Bryan. I want to change something about him. So then I'm like, you know what? I'm going to use the other Daniel Bryan that's in the game, and I'm going to make him a heel. And then he's going to be wearing his no shirt, doing the no thing, all because he wants to be successful without using the fans for help. I did that storyline. I didn't do it well, obviously. I tried it. I just basically used the other Daniel Bryan. I just sold it on commentary, saying, well, bad commentary, but still commentary regardless, that Daniel Bryan does not want to use the fans for help anymore. He wants to do everything on his own. And I cut his hair and everything. So it's pretty much the same thing. If Bryan cuts his hair the next week, then bruh. I think I know where WWE got this shit from. Honestly. You know what I mean? But yeah, when he came out and said all this shit, I'm like, wow. I'm liking this new Daniel Bryan already. I mean, can I be honest? The whole yes thing was cringy as fuck to me. And I have a gripe with wrestling fans. I really do. A lot of times it's because they say stupid shit. But there's also, like, I understand this whole thing where, I pay my money to go into the crowd and do whatever I want, chant whatever I want. I get that, obviously. I'm not stupid. It's just, I don't have to like what you chant. You may chant whatever the fuck you want, but I don't have to like what you chant. I hate when the fans chant for somebody or chant something from somebody and that person is not there. I'll give you an example. I think a while back, years ago, Brock Lesnar was not on TV, obviously, like he is now, right? Brock Lesnar was not on TV. Somebody did German suplex. I think it was Natalia did a German suplex. And then people were chanting Suplex City. I'm like, why? One German suplex and you're chanting Suplex City. How pathetic is that? And then, the whole yes chant. I freaking hate when they chant yes. I mean, I guess when people said that the Daniel Bryan is not over, the yes chant is over. That part is kind of true. And if that's not true, then why are people using the yes chant whenever they want something positive to happen? You know what I mean? Before, they would just scream, yeah, but then if they have yes, they're doing it. It's like, well, Daniel Bryan's not there, so why are you doing the yes chant? Like, stuff like that really irks me. It might be nitpicky or it doesn't make any sense at all, but it just bothers me when people chant things when somebody's not there. You know what I mean? Like when they're chanting, like the one thing I don't have a problem with is when people chant Becky at Nia Jax or at Ronda Rousey or at Charlotte. It makes sense, good. But if the fans start to chant Becky at fucking I don't know, a Dana Brooke or, it's like, why? You fucking morons. Why? You know what I mean? Same thing with the CM Punk chants as well. There's times where I'm like, okay, I like this. When they chanted at a McMahon, I can't lie. I chuckle, and then I enjoy it, right? But yeah, the McMahon's always gonna shit on Punk, or they just shit on the crowd for chanting his name, all that stuff, right? But when they chanted, I'll never forget this segment. Seth Rollins had a segment with Corey Graves. I mean, yeah, it was a build towards WrestleMania 33 with Triple H, and he had his ankle destroyed by Samoa Joe. He had his knee damaged by Samoa Joe and shit, right? You had you had the fans chant CM Punk when Seth Rollins is talking to Corey Graves about his current status on how he's doing regarding he heading towards WrestleMania. I'm just sitting there like, why? I mean, I know if a segment is boring, just chant boring, and I'll take that. I'll be like, the crowd found it boring. I didn't find it boring. Okay, but chanting CM Punk, what does that even do for that segment? I understand. I remember Punk saying on the podcast, "Hey, if you don't like something, chant my name. Fuck it." You know, so something along those lines. I don't want to put words in his mouth, but something along those lines where he's like, I guess people chant my name when they don't like something, and he's like, well, chant when something bad happens, but don't chant it when my friends are on TV and shit like that. I remember him saying those words, but yeah, I just don't like when fans do shit like that. It just irks me. It's like, I understand you get to do whatever you want, but bruh, like, makes sense while you're fucking doing it. You know what I mean? Like, at least have logic to what you're doing instead of fucking, I don't know. It's not as good as when Raw goes to the UK and then fans just go crazy and they just do whatever the fuck. You know what I mean? Like, it's completely different. It's way, way different if you ask me. So, I'm never going to rant on Raw that much. All I know is that I enjoyed some parts of Raw. Everybody else hated Raw, which I don't blame them. But I was in a good mood for some reason, so I just enjoyed Raw a little bit. I'm not going to lie. I did enjoy Ambrose and Rollins, you know, the whole... It reminded me of Batman and Joker, but in a lame way, you know. But it was still good to me, though. Where, like, Rollins is chasing Ambrose. Ambrose is at places where, you know, they'll bring back memories about the Shield, I guess, or something along those lines. And then you had, you know, Ambrose go to the ring, and he keep going on, like, what is that? What is that smell? It has a white bandana. You know, I'm like, is it me, or is it Ambrose is trying way too hard to get over as a heel? Am I the only one that feels that way? I mean, everybody else hated when he made that Roman comment saying that Roman deserved leukemia and all that shit. You know, that's his karma or something along those lines, right? Bruh, I like the line because I love it when they use real life shit to get heat. I really do. Especially when it's something so sensitive, it will make people feel that way. It will make people feel unsettling. It will make people feel like obviously that was uncalled for, and it'll just make them feel like I don't want to watch this anymore. Or okay, maybe not that, but something like they want to see Ambrose get his ass kicked at the end of the day. That's what I want. If I'm like, dude, if I'm a heel, I will bring up something so bad that happened to you. I will bring that up in the worst way possible. Oh, look, Payback's a bitch. Now your mom's dead. I would go that far if I was a heel in the wrestling business. I would go that far to make sure the fans hate me. Now, I don't want to be a cool heel like a Kevin Owens or a Sami Zayn or whatever the fuck. I want you to despise me. I want you to loathe me. I want you to wish the other guy to beat the fuck out of me, to demolish me. Pretty much, that's what I want from you as a fan. I would want you to hate me. I don't want you to like me. I don't want you to chant my name. I don't want you to buy my merch. None of that shit. I want you to hate me. Like, loathe me, dude. I want you to despise me. That's what I would do if I was a wrestler and I was a heel, you know? Look at Bully Ray. Bully Ray is the best heel outside of WWE at the moment that I can think of. I don't know anyone else. Don't quote me on that. But at the moment that I can think of, I don't see anyone else being a great heel as Bully Ray is. So, you gotta give me that. Let's talk about John Cena. Okay, John Cena. Return date revealed. John Cena rumor mill from Sportskeeda. Now, what's the story? John Cena's WWE return date has been revealed according to P-Dub Insider. In case you didn't know, John Cena really transitioned from somewhat of a part-time attraction with WWE. 16-time world champ is still a huge part of the WWE universe. Cena may be taking Hollywood by storm and slowing down his in-ring career, but there's no sign that he's completely stopping at any time soon, with Cena making sporadic WWE appearances across the course of the year, basically meaning Cena he has made live event appearances as well. So I guess Cena's not really done. You know what I mean? Like he's not really over as far as being a WWE superstar or a wrestler rather. The heart of the matter is, according to PW Insider, John Cena is scheduled to return to WWE in December, where the 16-time WWE champion will wrestle at the following live events. 26th December, Madison Square Garden, a Raw event, and December 27th in Long Island, New York, a SmackDown event. December 28th in Baltimore, Maryland, SmackDown event. December 30th, Tampa, Florida, SmackDown Live event. So I guess SmackDown Live will be in Tampa, Florida on the 30th? On the 30th? No, that's a Sunday, so I guess no. I guess he won't be making any TV appearances, but he will be returning as far as live events go. There's no word yet as to whether Cena will appear on WWE television over the Christmas period. So, I don't know. Honestly, I do miss John Cena, but not to a point where I really want to see him wrestle, because who's there for him to feud with? You know what I mean? So I feel like at this point it's kind of good that Cena's gone. You know, I mean, people hated Cena. I'm sure that the people that hated Cena are still not liking John Cena. But at the end of the day, dude, there's some people that hated Cena, but I'm sure the second when he leaves, and then if he comes back here and there, then they're gonna like John Cena a lot more than they normally would. You know what I mean? So there's nothing for John Cena to do. He's gonna be coming back for WrestleMania season. I know that. I don't need any inside rumor or insider or freaking article. Dave Meltzer, whoever, Brian Alvarez. I don't care who. It doesn't matter who says whatever, you know. I don't need anyone to tell me that Cena would not be showing up for Mania season. I know that for a fact. All right, that's all I can say about that. Sportskeeda also have a rumor mill, WWE rumor mill. What does AJ Styles want from his new WWE contract? What's the story? Former WWE champion, two-time WWE champion AJ Styles has reportedly said he wants a more relaxed schedule after watching the 365 documentary. Yeah, he deserves a relaxed schedule, honestly. I mean, AJ Styles, to me, just seeing that documentary, seeing him and his kids and stuff, it's cool, man. It's like, dude, I mean, he's just a regular guy like me. You know what I mean? And I mean that in a way where, like, he's not, like, I guess, living in a over-the-top life as everyone else would do. He's just keeping it simple, just living for the moment, as he said in the documentary, you know. You know, he's trying to be a father that he could be, and then, you know, he likes video games and stuff. Like, I mean, how could you not like the guy? Honestly, you know? So, yeah, according from Fightful.com, Styles is hoping for a less active schedule, which would be similar to the one held by Randy Orton. This would allow the Phenomenal One to still appear on TV, but have a reduced number of live events appearances. With Styles' hopes, he would allow him to spend more time with his family. The report also claimed that it was Styles' idea for him to lose to Daniel Bryan last week's SmackDown Live episode. After a year as the top superstar, the Blue Brand meant he had very little time to be with his wife and children. A different report has also alleged that the WWE and Styles are struggling to reach an agreement in these negotiations that would see the former champion sign with the company for another 3 years. Styles will presumably, I can't pronounce that word, have a rematch for the WWE title in the very near future, possibly at the upcoming TLC pay-per-view. So, oh wait, TLC will feature Raw, SmackDown, and 205. Okay, we'll see about that. So, I understand, I mean, Styles is in his 40s now, so I understand why he would want less schedule. You know, I mean, Randy Orton, he wants to quit while he's ahead. You know what I mean? That's why he took that schedule that he has now, where you get to chill more. Because honestly, I don't blame these guys for chilling. I mean, not only because, you know, that they wrestle too much and they're on these live events every week and they barely have time to be at home, but also it just gives them time to breathe. Honestly, I don't understand why they have to make all these people do these live events. I mean, if I was a WWE superstar and I've been wrestling for too long, and then, you know, if I want to do live events, I would do only special that means something live events. You know, I'm not talking about TV appearances. I'm talking about live events, like going to Madison Square Garden, going to overseas. Those type of events are cool, but when you're in Lowell, Massachusetts, or some little part of a state, do you really need to go there? No, you don't. So, I mean, I understand as a fan, you want to see that guy there, but you gotta think about it from their perspective. You gotta think about it from on their behalf. You know, how do they feel? You know, I'm sure they don't mind doing it, but in the end, they gotta think about their health and their future. They want to be there for their kids. They want to be walking good with their kids. They want to be running with their kids. They want to be doing sports activities with their kids. So obviously, I don't mind. I don't blame them at all. You know. And besides, the longer they're gone, the more I'll miss them. And then when they come back, the better they are. So that's how I look at it. Look at when the Hardys came back. Jesus Christ, man! Everybody was like riding on cloud 9 the second the Hardys came back, you know, because they were gone for 9 or 8 years. So I'm not saying that they gotta be gone that long, but I'm just saying when they're gone long enough where you're questioning them, like, are they even coming back at all? That's when you miss them. Like Dean Ambrose, for example. I mean, yeah, you're not gonna question if he's coming back or not. But, like, yeah, when he was gone, you're like, dude, when is he coming back? You know, like, is he still going through, like, the motions? Is he still going through therapy and all that stuff? And he came back, look at him now, you know? I mean, yeah, they kind of messed it up with the whole Shield thing, but that's another story for another day. But look at Jason Jordan. I mean, I miss the dude so much. I mean, look, he was annoying as fuck earlier this year. And I mean that in a kayfabe way. I don't mean that legit. I don't hate the guy personally. Well, why would I? You know, I don't know the guy personally at all. But at the same time, you know, as a character, he was annoying as hell. And I don't want to see anyone get hurt, you know, but I was thinking, okay, he has to go away and have the surgery. Hopefully he'll come back. But I really undermined how bad a neck injury really is, and the fact that he's been gone longer than expected, then it really, really worries me. It kind of gives me flashbacks of Daniel Bryan. When Daniel Bryan was gone longer than expected, I mean, the dude had to retire, you know what I mean? So, hopefully Jason Jordan will get back, and hopefully he'll be fixed. He looks to be thinking optimistically. He looks to be in a good state, good frame of mind to just focus on getting better and don't focus on the what if, pretty much. So I hope he gets back. I really do miss the guy. I mean, I hope they continue where they left off outside the whole Kurt Angle's my dad thing. I really hope they just maybe he comes back into the fold with him and Rollins. I don't know, but I just wish the guy come back. And hopefully he gets better very, very soon. Outside of that, there's not really much news. I love how there's rumors about Braun Strowman goes under elbow surgery, TLC status in doubt. I mean, unless Strowman was really hurt and he did that just to get him off TV, then fine. But let's see what this says. BleacherReport.com says WWE reportedly ran an injury angle involving Braun Strowman on Monday Night Raw to write the Monster Man off of TV, so he can go he could undergo elbow surgery, according to Dave Meltzer of the Wrestling Observer Radio, right, of WrestlingInc.com. Strowman has been dealing with bone spurs in his elbow. Meltzer added that Strowman's status for the next month's TLC pay-per-view is touch and go, and will depend on the extent of his surgery. Strowman was on the receiving end of a 3-on-1 attack by the hands of Corbin, McIntyre, and Lashley on Monday Night Raw. I'm all over the place today. Sorry. Following the incident, WWE.com reported that Strowman suffered a shattered elbow as a result. Prior to the angle, Raw Commissioner Stephanie McMahon Helmsley. Oh, so I'm sorry. I don't know why I added Helmsley. I'm thinking of the Attitude Era. My bad. Stephanie McMahon announced that Strowman would be facing Corbin in a TLC match at the TLC pay-per-view. They should really get rid of the gimmick pay-per-view just because of the name. It really bothers me. Anyways, she added the stipulation that Strowman will only get a Universal title match against Lesnar if he beats Corbin at TLC. And same thing for Corbin. If he beats Strowman at TLC, he'll be Raw General Manager full-time. So, while Strowman's status for TLC is reportedly unclear, Meltzer said that the belief among WWE officials is that he will be ready to compete by the Royal Rumble in January. Strowman underwent elbow surgery in May 2017, and while WWE announced that he would be gone for 6 months, he returned in less than 2. So I guess maybe he having nagging problems with his elbow. So when he had that surgery last year, he was gone for like a couple of weeks, and then he came back. He came back after a couple of weeks. It's like, what happened to 6 months? And then when he came back, it's like, okay, I guess. And now I guess the problems are coming back, so they gotta go and deal with that situation. I hope Strowman gets better. I do not want Strowman to win the Royal Rumble. If anyone's gonna ask me, nope, I do not. I was gonna say The Miz because he's the top heel. But now, no, I don't want The Miz to win at this point. Unless The Miz is going to turn heel on Shane and beat the crap out of Shane, I don't want to see The Miz winning any Royal Rumble. I'm sorry. Because I had a great story in mind, But now that Daniel Bryan's a heel, you got to have a babyface to win the Rumble. And who would you have a face to win the Royal Rumble? I don't even know. But then again, since Brock Lesnar is the Universal Champion again, I guess the Royal Rumble winner is going to go to Raw. So what you would do is, I guess, give it to somebody you don't expect to win. I said this last year, earlier this year rather. I love when I'm shocked, when I'm surprised on a pay-per-view. I love it. It not only does me well on YouTube, but at the same time, it just makes me feel good as a fan. Like, oh my god, even though after all the internet shit, I still didn't predict this. Nobody I listen to and watch on a weekly basis did not predict this. This is amazing. It's that type of feeling, The last time I felt that way I think it was Goldberg when he beat Brock Lesnar. I was thinking, I once said at that time, I'll never forget it, I once said that, well, if Brock Lesnar loses to Goldberg, then he's going to look like a bitch, because he's able to beat Cena, Taker, Big Show, all these guys, but he can't beat Goldberg. Like, what the fuck was that? But when it happened, I didn't believe that it happened. I liked how it happened, and it benefited me on YouTube, because I got 9,000 views for it, so suck my dick. So I'm sorry, I loved it, mainly because of the views. Outside of that, nothing else for that matchup. So, for the Royal Rumble winner, I don't know, who would you want to win the Royal Rumble? Let me know in the comments below. I mean, for those that's listening, who would you want to win 2019's Royal Rumble? Since Brock is the Universal Champ, you gotta give it to somebody that's gonna face Brock. Yeah. Honestly, I want McIntyre to win it, but I don't know. What I would do is I would keep McIntyre. I want McIntyre to be a heel. McIntyre right now, my God, has superstar written all over him. He would be the Triple H of today, outside of, marrying the boss's daughter and winning all these fucking matches that he doesn't need to win, and winning championships that he doesn't need to win. Right outside of that, he could be the next big star, in my opinion. I mean, when he talks and how he carries himself and how the whole thing is switched. When Dolph brought McIntyre along with him to Raw, Dolph was the guy that was the mouthpiece, and he was the guy you would focus, and McIntyre was just the heavy. Now it's backwards, but Ziggler's not the heavy. He's more like the hyena in the whole situation. He's more like the guy that you will take as a joke, but McIntyre's the real deal. So I would want McIntyre to face Brock for the Universal title, or whoever wins the Universal title at the Royal Rumble, if they do take the title off Brock, right? But the thing is, I want McIntyre to stay how he is as a heel, or at least how he is, but he's not a cheesy babyface, pretty much. Or you turn Brock face. You can do that, because people still like Brock, regardless of how he's being booked. You still like Brock. I still like Brock Lesnar. I do. But I just don't like how he's being booked. But despite all of that, you can still like Brock Lesnar. Just turn Brock face and be done with it. And keep McIntyre heel. Because McIntyre is blessed as a heel as he is now, compared to how he was with the babyface. And I don't think I've ever... the only time he was a babyface was in NXT. And that was a good job. But I'm talking main roster here. Well, the last time he was babyface, I guess 3-man band. That's it. So yeah. Nice that. Forget about that. So that's all I got to say about that. And that's how I'm going to end 7 Days podcast, because there's nothing else for me to talk about at the moment. If there is anything else to talk about, I'll make a separate video about that. So we'll see how things go. Hope you guys enjoyed the 7 Days podcast. If you guys can, click that like button. Subscribe if you're new. And I'll see you guys next time. And I'm out. Later.